Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Office Hours. We're glad to have you again. As usual, I always say just type in the chat where you're tuning in from. And I'm very excited for this one. We have a special guest with us today. We have Yvonne. We're missing Eric, but I'm glad to have Yvonne here. She runs our marketing team. She does all the things. I'm very excited. I talk to her every single day. She's my boss. So I'm very excited that you all get to chat with her as well. Welcome, Yvonne.
Thank you. It's so surreal to be like on this side right now because I usually just kind of pop in and see you and Omar and Eric do your magic, right? So it is so exciting to actually be here and see everybody. Hey Shannon, hey, is it Viral? I apologize. And then CC, Victor. So good to see everybody.
Yeah, so familiar faces as always, which is always nice to see. There's some regulars that tend to come to these sessions, which is awesome.
We love our regulars. We do.
Yes, we do. Vancouver, Dallas, Los Angeles, all over the place today. All the time zones too.
I think Omar, are you like in the most exotic time zone?
I guess you could say that. I wouldn't call it the most exotic. It's GMT +1. You know, I should say, by the way, I'm wearing a mouthpiece because of my dentist work that I had today. So if I sound a bit lispy, I do apologize, everyone. But this is going to be a fun session.
All good. So how do we want to kick this off?
I think we'll kick off, even though we don't have Eric here today. Omar is taking over and going to kind of demo some of the new things, give you some teases, and then we'll move on to Yvonne talking about some of her expertise and how we utilize Leadpages for our own team. So I will hand off to Omar. Do you want me to share your screen, Omar, add to stage?
Yes.
Or are you...
Give me a second. Let me just
yes.
The size is a tad. I want to get maximum viewing resolution for everyone. There we go. Let's go ahead and share that. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do as a thorough job as our director of product, Eric, but I'll try my best. There's a few, three main callouts I'd say that's quite impactful for everyone's workflow, and that comes back into Pages. If you go into Pages now, in fact, let me switch account to one of my own. I'm going to go into Pages. That's the wrong one. I'm going to open this page over here. This is an actual mobile app that I'm working on. We can see over here.
You're working on, Omar?
That is correct. Yeah, I recently built this with Claude, the fun little family quiz app. It's out in the App Store. I don't know if it's out in Canada, US. It's out in the UK so far. But that's the cool thing about Leadpages, right? When you're working Leadpages, you can dog through the entire solution, run ads, run pages, run your whole analytics, your whole marketing stack.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, 100%. And going into forms. So first call out is forms. In forms, we now have settings. On the settings, we've given everyone a lot more fidelity and control with your forms. I know this has been a highly requested feature to be able to get that level of control. And yeah, this now, let me just switch. This is probably clearer for everyone, right? I'm just switching my mic. Is that better, everyone? Can you hear me?
You're audible. Yeah. Super
perfect. Yes, so essentially, forms now allows you to add custom fields. You can switch to a multi-step form as well. So if you want that sort of tight form experience where you're having page by page and you're navigating users through sections in your form, you could do that, which is awesome. You can do form actions as well. So if you have a redirect, that's what we had before, but it all is consolidated in this much more holistic settings panel, right? So everything that you saw that was here before that you're familiar with will exist, just in a different order of priority or operations. URL parameter capture, for those of you classic users, you probably were.
Oh, we lost your audio.
Yeah, Omar, could you? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I mean, look, it happens to all of us right now.
Sorry about that. How's that?
You're good. Yeah.
Yes.
You're good.
You with that? Sorry, I did the mistake of giving everyone like high definition audio, but that didn't work out well. Okay, spam protection requires captcha. So you've got that now, and you can see that call out comes up with a default design that you can go ahead and customize. Again, same workflow when it comes to customizing these elements. You're just going into the canvas and clicking through and editing these. Or you can go to the agent, right? Depending on how you work. I would, of course, advise when it comes to these type of editing, just do it on the canvas. You know what you want. Or if you want something particular in terms of copy and you can't sort of think of anything, then yeah, just take it back to the agent. Same workflow as user edit with AI, and you can take it back here with that focus in view, and you can take it from there. Let me just hide my notifications. I don't know if that was on me or someone else.
Not sure. Also, while you're still in here, Douglas had a question. He wanted to know about lead magnets, so sending something after they submit.
Mm-hmm. Douglas, we can see you.
Yes, go ahead and ask away whenever.
Yeah, let the questions come in. Happy to answer. I don't have a good touch on lead magnets. What I do know is the team has been working tirelessly to match up what we've had in Classic with a ton of improvements, right?
Yeah, so I confirm that for sure, that we've built it into our paid plans. I believe that, you do this usual, right? Upload your file, attach it to any form or pop-up, and it's delivered automatically. So if you're coming over from Classic, we are working on making sure that your lead magnets migrate with you. We can always do a follow-up, I think, in our emails as well, just to specify exactly where that is, Stacy. So yeah, but good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can see you. We can see your comments on YouTube.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can read what you're saying for sure.
Yeah.
And from here, you can actually add your lead magnet. And interestingly, it's like in the form settings itself, there's a nice little shortcut for you to just dig in, choose a file, email, and all of your settings available here to then attach a lead magnet to a specific form, which is a nice feature. So that pretty much covers the new settings in forms. I think it has a ton of unlock for those of you guys who are missing that control that you wanted. And I know a lot of people were looking for the ability to add fields and not necessarily have to take it back to the AI agent, for example. So now you've got that complete control, right? So just using any of these will take you there. We've got email as an example. I've got 2 emails now. Again, deleting a field is as simple as selecting it and hitting delete on your keyboard or backspace. Going back into form fields, we'll just add one of these interesting ones like drop down is what we have over here. Now, again, you'll get a very default styling, most likely when it comes to these. Style it, take it back to the agent and say, hey, I want the same style as my email field, for example, and it should work through that and give you the right CSS properties to style it accordingly. Cool. Okay, so that covers forms. We're going to move into the next piece, which is a nice little touch or editing improvement. I think a lot of people were struggling to find their inspector links to surface that manual editing. And we saw that feedback time and time again. They couldn't find what they were looking for. So we made this easier for everyone. Just simply click an element, and guess what? Now your inspector tool is just going to show up as soon as you click the element you're interested in. So you can see as I click this text over here, I have my inspector tooling at the top right. Same with my form, same with a button and image, etc. There's a whole bunch of new features on images as well. We've consolidated a lot of the work here. We brought object fit and background and some of these settings from images right into style. Some of this was buried originally under settings, so we brought that and surfaced that out in the right place. And yeah, I guess the other improvement is we've done settings, we've done form fields, and captcha. What was the other one? Sorry, I had a note here, but I kind of lost it, buried it under. Oh yeah, so the last one is ad builder. Let me go to ad builder.
This one's super cool.
Right.
Just seeing all of the latest updates over the past week, and now like I'm building our own paid ads right through ad builder as well. So
yeah, and you know what? I'm going to go to an ad set that I created. Well, one of my teammates created, which is way better than stuff that I've created. More recently with all the new features that we have. What the good stuff is, let's see what we have here. Let's go ahead and pick this one up. Actually, this one's a good one. We now have the ability to create these super hyper realistic UCG ads and even make them speak, right? Which is insane. So if I click this, for example, and I click.
we produce this. Isn't this wild?
It's so cool. So cool.
Do we have any like UGC creators here? Anyone who might have questions about this? But yeah, maybe it's just me as well. But I do know that we have sound. We should have audio coming through, but maybe the audio didn't come through.
Do you not hear the audio? Sorry, I was trying to play the audio.
Let's try that again.
Let me see if I can actually surface the audio, because I think my settings only picking up my my mic. Okay, so look, it's a limitation of the platform. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I can share audio through my share screen. Let me see if there's anything else that allows me to do that. No. Do you see any settings on your side, Stacey, to allow audio?
Let me see if there's anything. Edit your mic settings, but I appreciate y'all working through it. Yeah, it just has me have the ability to edit your mic settings from here, but it's just echo cancellation. Yeah, reduce. Yeah, mic volume.
Let me try if I could instead share this. Oh, so you were able to do it? You able? So that doesn't work, Stacey, on your side?
No, it's. Let me try it again.
This is how you know we're doing it live.
Yes, how you know.
Yeah.
What the? It is not.
That's
It is not. So we'll just have to use our imaginations.
No worries. I'm going to try one last thing, which is let's see if I can
Thank
attach.
you. Thank you, Douglas. Douglas is really kind. He was saying that the audio doesn't really matter, guys. How you do it. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Well, let me just say the audio fidelity is really, really sharp and crisp. It sounds like a real human. Can't distinguish it like from AI. This is a combination of models that we're using to combine to get this particular result. This is a sort of a amalgamation of a lot of people's work in the team to bring it to this level of fidelity, and specifically one of our engineers who have done incredible work to put this together. His name is Tarek. And yeah, here we are, you know, like we've got high fidelity UCG ads, but it's not just that. Like we can also, if I go back, I'll set an ad to create while I'm kind of, let me just duplicate this tab, and we'll show you the creation process of it. So I'm going to go into ads. I'm going to do create a, wait a minute. Let's go to add, create ad. We'll do one of these, and we'll do product is potted plant company called Plantsy.
We've got a very active chat, by the way. So apologies for being quiet, but our chat's going wild.
Which is great, which is what we love.
So normally what I would do is I put references. Like if you put references, you're going to get a very crystal clear output of the product or service that you're promoting. If you notice, the fidelity of the mobile app screen in the last UCG ad was super high fidelity. They were able to share like a true mock-up of what the UI looks like. And I'll show you another ad that we did previously to confirm that. But in this instance, I'm just going to let the agent come up with assets and visuals itself, right? So no assets, no references provided. We'll hit generate just to test run this. While that's generating, let's go ahead and discover some of these other ads that our team made. There's one that I remember that was quite interesting. Yeah, I think this is one. Here we go. Again, look at this UCG ad, guys. That's the Leadpages website. Like,
it's not slop. This is our site, the site that you built, Omar. Yeah,
100%. But yeah, team and all of us put together is like it's there, you know, which is it's bananas, right? So, and I think the practice on this is that look, it's not that AI agents will get everything pixel perfect, and the point of UCG is to kind of leverage this kind of free form organic style of the nature of UCG content. So often people are sort of selfing their way through the content, and you want to kind of take advantage of that. So you're not spending too much time on the laptop call outs. You're just kind of giving quick glances, and most of the work is done in the messaging. Now, if I play this ad again, you guys can't hear it. The script is solid. Like you can hear talking about the product, the USPs, the benefits. There's a beautiful hook in there as well to capture attention. Yeah. So, yeah. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Like,
there have been requests from folks to show how we got there in a bit. So and we're happy to do that repetition as well. If you wanted to show a little bit, Omar, of how we got into the ads builder page, and then I'm also going to do a bit of that walkthrough as well.
Oh yes, yeah. Do you want me to pass it over to you? Do you want to go through your stuff, or try to quickly finish this build? Because that's pretty much the update. Is quick ways, a quicker way to edit, inspect the tooling, one click on any element, form settings, and the new ad builder stuff. Those are the main highlights I wanted to call out.
Yeah, absolutely. Questions and everything always welcome as well. But I think that's really exciting because we've got a comment here from Ginger, right? She's saying that she's just joining, so asking how much this costs. And I hear you, right? Like you've got we a lot we all of us actually on the call have kids, so we know what it's like dealing with kids and whatnot. Specifically for the ads that you just saw, that use case, absolutely, definitely something to do for UGC. The workflow that I think I'll be bringing you through will be just to show how we use Leadpages in our day-to-day marketing. So Stacy and I were part of the marketing team here, and I think it's worthwhile just showing how we actually use our product beyond just the demos. But maybe before I do that, are we able to answer this question live now from Sarah, Stacy, and Omar, or do we want to follow up in a bit?
Oh, the lead magnet. Do you want to go back to forms, Omar, and show the ability to add?
Yeah, so just back to where I was earlier, you might have seen where that exists, like an easy way. I mean, you'll be able to do it directly from this menu item right on the left, lead magnets, and then just go into this kind of flow. I'll be honest, I haven't tried this for myself yet, but I think it requires at this point a pop-up first, create your pop-up, and then create your lead magnet. I think there's some updates coming to that soon. But another really, really, really easy way for you to do that is simply by doing what I did earlier, which is essentially going into your form like so, and adding it from here, and then uploading, and then going through the settings, and you should be good to go.
Yeah.
So I'll leave the updates there. This is just sort of showing you how an ad is created through the ad builder. You just go through this flow, you continue, pick a variation, describe your scenes, and then you essentially come into this piece earlier that was on. Where's that? Oh wait, I'm in marketing. I'm going to Tarek. Which the way you create those beautiful outputs that we showed you earlier is really simple. It creates a storyboard for you. So once you go through that kind of ad studio floor process, the agent will essentially create these stills for you, which uses then to generate the whole video, right? And so what you're seeing over here is a storyboard, which you can go back and edit by simply clicking the edit button over here. You can reorder these slides, you can change the text and change which is the prompt essentially of what you're generating. Add more scenes and describe that to your AI agent, what other scenes you want. And then once you're done, it would just essentially generate the final piece if there's new updates, and you'll get this final version. So that's just how we build the ads. I will leave it there. And the rest of the session is yours, Siobhan.
Yeah, thank you. And right now, we support Facebook, IG, Instagram, right, and Google Ads, correct? And that's the question that Ginger was asking.
That is correct. Yeah, every ad platform that's popular, we will have not just the formats, every format for each of the platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're constantly building like every single day. So this actually really goes nicely into the next session, right? When Stacey and I were talking about what to share today, I was watching a presentation from Entropic, and the presenter was saying that, oh, I prepared this a month ago and now it's completely out of date. We launched a lot of brand new things, and then now I have to figure out how to update this because even my team is using the new products that we had just launched. So what I'm trying to say here is that at Leadpages, we built so fast, and then we've also had to adjust the way we work because landing pages and ads, they're not new, right? The way we create them and whatnot, we know it exists for a long time, but I think the way we're creating them now, like the way Omar demoed to us, it's different. So maybe what we would like to do is show you how, as a marketer at Leadpages, or maybe working for another company, how I would start using Leadpages and thinking about creating my campaign. And hopefully this might give you guys some tips as to how we think about ads and landing pages and all of that fun stuff.
I'm so curious too, before you get into it, just knowing the history of what it took to get a page and a marketing campaign live when you first started marketing versus today, just because I feel like it's changed in the last 6 months or so, even.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I joined Leadpages about 16-ish months ago, right? And back then we had Leadpages Classic, which I think a lot of us know and love. And then just a few months ago, we suddenly said, okay, we now can go and do exactly what Omar was demoing, which is you can prompt, you can just say, hey, I would like to create a landing page that meets these objectives, that has these colors, and then you just kind of do it, right? Um, that that in itself is incredible, and it can be incredibly daunting or incredibly exciting depending on how we do it. The other thing to think about is, and I'm noticing, there's some talks here, right? Like Alan, you're saying you built your landing page, now you create your ads, you put them on social media platforms, drive them back to the landing page. This is actually a really good idea for future office hours, so thank you, Alan. But I think right now at Leadpages, for example, like all of us had individual roles. So like I wasn't what we call the media buyer, right? I wouldn't be the one going to Google Ads and turning the knobs and buttons, or actually even producing those ads, which is why what Omar and Tarek and the team built for me to build my own ads is so incredibly powerful. Um, I don't know what it is for a lot of people here, but like Stacy, right? And we've been working in corporate for a while. Usually there's a process, right? Like you've got a brief, then you've got your copy documents, people are going to comment on it, somebody will design it, then you got to go to a technical person like a developer to build it out, and then your campaign finally launches maybe like 3 or 4 weeks later. So that no longer exists. But I know, like, even as of a year ago, that's still kind of the process. I'm not sure. I mean, Omar, you come from a more like entrepreneurial startup background as well. Is this even back then? Did you feel like that was a bit of a process to get to what you needed to do when it comes to landing pages? Oh, you're mute, Omar.
Yeah, 100% of the process to kind of, I mean, it's like an ever evolving process. I did get it distracted because Luis Camacho just joined the chat, who is,
Oh, Luis.
by the way, he was Glorify's head of paid media when we first started, and he was the reason we got to revenue when we started Glorify. So shout out to Luis for helping us get the first customers in the bank and getting the MRR moving. But yeah, he's a perfect customer for everything we're building in Leadpages. So Luis, if you're listening, yeah, definitely jump into all the stuff that we've been producing. I'm sure you're gonna really dig the work that dig the work that we've been doing. So yeah, just to kind of I guess touch in terms of Yvonne, what you were saying.
Processes, yeah.
Right. So I mean, I don't think there's a one fits all sort of process, but I've always been a big believer in frameworks, right? Like there's different areas of your marketing flywheel, and what's better suited for this particular product or service. Like Glorify, for example, when we started Glorify was typical SaaS, very simple, similar to what we run at Leadpages, which is we're looking for trials, we're looking for all sort of web visitors to trials. But very recently, I've been playing around and messing around with mobile app download type, or a desktop app downloads, which is a completely different funnel, which is, and so I had to almost relearn everything. Is that you're no longer tracking like events in a web browser. You have to track downloads and then somehow try to tie those events, because once they download the app, they've completely they become invisible in this funnel. So how do we keep that tracking moving? And that's why I'm really excited about where Leadpages is going, is that end-to-end tracking, is that I think every marketer feels the pain of that, like not being able to see everything funnel wide, and then where are the invisible areas that we can track better.
Yeah.
And so that's like sort of where I'm super pumped about. But yeah.
You brought up a really good point, right? Because, and Luis, again, shout out to people like you. I'm not a performance marketer, so I completely respect everything that people like Luis have to do, which is you go into like a Google Ads, you got to figure out again, knobs and buttons, as I call it, to get people coming in, right? And then you got to make sure your tracking is correct, right? Omar, as you said it. And then I think, again, going back to the process, I do remember a time where, I'm not a designer. So maybe I get somebody to help me design something and then hopefully that sticks and whatnot. So we've moved on, I think, from a lot of that. We still need a lot of really amazing specialists who like know exactly what to do, but then how do we kind of like accelerate that and make it faster for all of us, right? So maybe that's something that we can chat about. If I can share my screen, is that how that works, Stacy?
Yeah, share your screen, then I'll add you to the stage. Add your screen there.
Okay, I'm gonna see if this works. Is this the entire screen? You know how it is, right? Sometimes when like you don't know if you're sharing the entirety of your screen.
Yes. It says like, okay, AI landing page builder. That's the right before I add it to the stage. Okay.
It is right. It is right. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. So y'all know our leadpages.com. I'll give you guys a bit of a sneak preview, right? So all of my landing pages, or all of the landing pages that Stacy and I built for Leadpages itself, they are literally hosted here. So we do use our product. I think Omar gave a bit of a sneak preview of what we were doing. So a lot of things are live and going right now. But for the sake of the kind of like conversation we're having today, I wanted to kind of take you guys through how we've no longer had to go through that entire process that I was talking about and how we've been speeding things up, right? So I'm going to pretend that I work for this company called Fitbook, and it's a scheduling app for personal trainers. Here's how I would normally think about it, right? Like in the past, when you create a landing page, you just kind of go, I want to create a landing page. And it's got to look pretty. It's got to look more or less attractive. What I've since learned, being here for about 16 months, is that your landing page isn't the only thing, right? So going back to what Alan was asking about, like that step-by-step process or flow, we also have to think about the ads that are driving towards that landing page, right? So in the old world, I think, like, and I'll just play pretend here. Omar, you're the creative director. I would probably go to you and be like, hey, here's my brief. I don't know how to do the design, but help me design like an ad, right? Or something like that. I might go to Stacy and go, Stacy, here's some copy. Can you refine it a little bit further? And then can you maybe build the entire landing page for me? That takes forever and a day. And then we'll probably pass it on to someone like Luis to then finally, launch that and whatnot. So I don't need to worry about that now. Let's just go through the whole motion of me creating a page first, right? Because that's kind of where we're really excited to do it. So I'm going to go press create. And we can probably give you this prompt in our follow-up email as well. So here's an example of a really good prompt for a landing page. I know, Omar, you're a huge fan of using the voice input. You and I both, right? So we're calling out the voice input. You can just talk and have ideas and whatnot. So I want a hero headline. I want my sub headline. I've got my CTA button, and then I'll press create a page. A lot of you probably know this already, so I won't read through all of this, but I did something yesterday, and this is what it came up with. All right. Stop juggling your calendar, fill out your week. What's really cool as well is a lot of this, our agents are so intelligent that it can give you something really strong to start off with, right? So whatever your business is, whatever app you're building, it should come up with a fairly strong structure that you can then work off of. Like you can edit the words and whatnot. One of the tips that I've learned is you have a landing page, and let's say we're all happy with this, right? We're all saying, yeah, it's good. Your ad needs to also match what you're saying here, right? So if your ad says something random like join Fitbook, and it has nothing else, and then it clicks into this, there is what we call an ad to landing page mismatch. It's a messaging mismatch. So what I like about this flow now is I'm here, the marketer for Fitbook, and I say, okay, I really like this. I like my landing page. Now I got to design an ad. In the old world, I probably would have to run off to Omar and whatnot to do this. But now let's go back to what Omar was doing earlier, which was the ads. So I can go into ads now. I created these ones yesterday, but same thing, right? Create an ad. Now this is what's really cool. This is kind of the default screen I think we all see, but I already created that page earlier, right? And what I talked about that whole ad to message match, if you will, I'm saying please reference the page I just built, all right? And then I can say, please create ad sets that encourage fitness trainers to try out Fitbook and to stop juggling your calendar, fill your week. Right? I do say please because I'm terrified if Skynet happens. And we don't want the Terminators to come after us. It also doesn't take up that much credits, I promise. So I know one of our participants earlier, right? You were asking about how that ad kind of looks like. So that's how it is. You create with a prompt. There's a reference, and then I can say, hey, I would like to create a static ad, or I can create an AI video ad, or just or both of them. For the sake of timing, because the AI videos take time to generate, I'm just going to go static ads, continue. I think, Ginger, you were asking what platforms you had. These are all the platforms you have now. And then we try to do a lot of the busy work for you, right? We're saying, hey, essentials, all sizes, or if you're very advanced, you can go, I want custom sizes for you. And again, for the sake of time, let's just say I want Google display ads. I want them essential, and then continue. We've got our AI that helps decide how you want it done, or if you have an objective. So in this case, my objective, I've already made it clear, right? I said here, I want people to stop juggling your calendar. I want you to fill up your week. I want you to start a free day trial. So that is what I'm thinking about as a marketer. This is my call to action. I clearly want that, to drive app installs or lead generation. So it's either one of them, depending on your business. So I click that, and it's reading my brief. So as it takes time to build out, here are the ad sets that I built out yesterday. And what I like about this is that it matches my message, and it also matches the visual. And the whole point of the landing page journey, right? The buyer journey is you're going to run around searching for stuff. You click on an ad, and then your ad has the same theme, the same look and feel as the landing page that they land on. So that way your buyer always remembers why they clicked you in the first place. Like, I think it's so simple to say that out loud, but really all of us here, our attention spans are so short these days. So what's the best way to kind of capitalize on whatever attention span you have? So I really like the fact that I can do all of this, right? And I'm here. I've just kind of shown this to you guys, and I know Omar showed it to you guys earlier as well, right? I'm just going in between tabs, but it's the same. It's all in Leadpages. I don't have to worry about handing stuff off to different people. Any thoughts there for now, like Omar, Stacy, and I kind of go back to you guys as well, because you've Omar, you've built businesses in the past. Stacy, you've seen Leadpages grow and evolve over like 10 years now, right? Any thoughts there?
It's just wild just thinking about it from a history standpoint of what you were mentioning of what a campaign used to take. Back when I first started, it could take 3 weeks. Like this process that just took us 2 minutes on a office hour session would be, as Yvonne said, we'd first actually have a meeting to talk about what we were thinking about doing, and then from that meeting we'd have all our notes and comments, and then people would comment on that, and then you'd decide, and then you'd write a brief, and then people would sign off on the brief, and then it'd go to design and copy, and then our media buyer would be like, nope, that doesn't match, go back to the drawing board, and you'd have another week of work. And then our email marketing person would be like, no, that doesn't match with the email flow. And so yeah, this is 2 minutes of office hours. It is wild to see what Leadpages was to what it is now.
Oh, Alan, compliments at you.
When I was 12. Well, thank you. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. I wonder if Louise is thinking through this and going, yeah, I feel like that used to be people in the past where I had to tell them that no, doesn't work. You're not gonna help me with my media buy. What do you think, Omar?
I don't know, like working with media buyers, the number one kind of like struggle that I've always had is it's always my fault if I'm not producing enough creative for them, right? so so I just think that this is the perfect solution for that. Like there's no limit to how many creatives you can produce, and it's all on brand, right? And it spans across all the different formats you need, and it's high quality. So I don't know. This is an incredible time to live for sure.
This is so funny because I know, we love team members who become friends and whatnot. So I totally appreciate the exchange that Louise is having with you here. But I think to your point, Omar, right? Produce more. And what does produce more mean, right? Like I think in your demo and mine, we've just seen how quickly something can be created. To be fair, right? Like this was something that was running, right? So let's just see really how long it takes because we were kind of chatting through stuff. So right now, our ad gen has said, hey, okay, fine, go pick your message. The good thing about this is that these are just ideas, and how I think we treat AI is that we're treating AI like getting rid of the blank canvas problem. So realistically, you could say, hey, look, like Yvonne, you were just telling me how your message match, you were just talking about that your ad has to match your message. We can obviously change all of this in the editor. So let's just say, hey, this one is maybe the closest message I want, and I can change the headline right here, right? So I could say again, stop juggling your calendar. And again, it's all like right here, right now. We're super fast. We're working on this, right? Start free trial. And again, this start free trial, same thing, same words, start your free trial. All right, awesome. And then show me 3 looks. So it's just going to show, we can chat more as this goes along. And I think it's just the speed of production is so quick. And when it comes to ads, Omar, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, display ads like Google ads and whatnot, they don't necessarily have to be that super beautiful, high TV quality, YouTube quality that we see, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, especially ads, it's more for scannability. Like I've heard, like it's branding and scannability, because very often people have seen the full ad version somewhere else, whether it's like a full blown video or short form Instagram, and then I guess the display ad supplement that. That's typically the use case today. I know it was a primary format back in the day before these bigger, longer formats.
I love it. Douglas, I feel like you and I we're vibing on the same wavelength, because that's going to be my follow-up, where you literally asked the best question. And Omar was talking a little bit earlier about tracking, right? So I will go through all of this in a bit, but yeah, you're right. Like creating a really beautiful ad or a scannable ad and a beautiful landing page doesn't mean anything unless you can actually put in your tracking, right? So here's where you see things on our sides here. We've got in managed, you've got scripts and pixels, you've got conversion tracking and audience tracking. And I'll admit, right, I've been a career product marketer for 20 over years. I've had now a crash course into Luis's world of performance marketing. So here's where you would put in your tracking, right? Scripts and pixels. Let me just show you this really quickly. I'll open this up. Install Metapixel, Google Analytics, GTM, Google Tag Manager, or any custom script once. We'll inject it into every page you publish, account-wide and scoped. So in plain and simple English, right? This is the part that I think a lot of people don't demo because it's not sexy, but it is your tracking. So your pixel gets pasted here once, you pick the pages that you want, and then you're done. So here, right? Add a script. So in this case, my Metapixel, right? I know we probably want to go into your Meta account. You'll get the pixel number and all that fun stuff. So let's assume I've done that, right? Metapixel, I've got my ID, and we tell you here how to find it. So you're not just like lost. So you have to go to your events manager and whatnot. And then you can say apply it everywhere, or In this case, for some reason, maybe I just want to apply it here, specifically on our Fitbook app, and then save and enable. That is literally it. We've pressure tested this on our Leadpages pages because as much as I would like to think we're perfect, we're not. A lot of things have broken. So it has been pressure tested on Stacy and my accounts for a long time. So that's where it is. If you're asking, okay, but where does the pixel code come from? As I mentioned, it comes from your ad platform. So you got to go back there. That's unfortunately not something that we can help you do. And then for conversion tracking, how that's different. Okay, so it is very literal. You're tracking conversions that happen after your visitors leave your landing page, because maybe they've come onto Fitbook, right? And they're like, okay, I'll start a free day trial, et cetera, et cetera. Now what? How do I find out where they are? So this is where you can track a conversion by inputting in a snippet. So if they book on your calendar, for example, they book on the calendar tool, they buy or check out, it still helps count back where it was attributed from. So those are the two main things that we always got to think about. Let's see how we just rambled, all of us, but I've got, hopefully, Louise, are these four are good enough for you to rotate, and they're really quick. How long would it take if we had to do, like, if we didn't rely on bending our AI robots to our will? How long would it normally take for us to produce something like this?
You're asking us for
Yeah.
design-wise? I would say if we're not using the AI robots, like someone's just designing it in Figma or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I guess it depends on the designer, but not this fast.
Yeah. So I know.
Day, like someone who's taking their time and paying attention to details, maybe 2, 3, and these are concepts still. These are not even the final ads. We're like, we're still at the concept.
It's like a wireframe still, right? You're kind of wireframing it.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy that we're getting at the wireframe stage? We're already getting really high fidelity options, right? Which is already a massive lift.
And I mean, to be honest, right, I think you were saying that, Luis was saying, okay, look, we just need a lot of ads. How Google ads were, how ads were, is they rotate. That's why you give them like a whole bunch of variants. And that's kind of what you need, right? So there is some light editing that can be done before you generate the ads. But I think what's really cool is, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go here to, you can actually do A/B tests in our ads. I haven't tried this out personally as much. So let's see. Okay, I haven't picked which variations to publish, but you could have a lot of fun and just go, can I start my first creative test by publishing 2 variations and then activate them? And it's the same thing for our landing pages too, which is, I would like to do, experiments. I would like to do an A/B test. I would like to see if I can personalize it. So if you think about, stripping away all the marketing technical speak, plain English language is just, I want the best ad and the best landing page to reach the people I want, right? So how do I do it? And how do I test that without having to keep a spreadsheet of different links or redesigning stuff, et cetera, et cetera? And I just love the fact that I can do this here really quickly for my campaigns. Stacy, you can do that for your affiliate campaigns, and you don't really need to come to me or Omar for any approvals. It just is done.
It's so nice too that it's all in the same place, because even if you're just a one-person shop, it's super helpful. But if you're lucky enough to have a team, you're all using the same platform. No one's having to learn 3 different platforms. It's all within there. You have all the context, which I think is super helpful when you're working with a team. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, now we're done. We can open this in ad editor. To be fair, this is just like literally 2 formats, right? And then you can publish it, or you can export the video and whatnot. But it has been so interesting to see how fast we can go with all of this. And this is just kind of how I'm starting to think now. I can actually streamline my thinking without having to worry about 5 million briefs. I'm literally going, let me see what my ad looks like, right? Oh, okay. I'm gonna remember that this was my hero. This was my call to action. Here's all the stuff that I want people to know. And then how do I match it back to my ads and then create all these ads? It's just so stupidly simple, for lack of a better word. But you don't put a conversion snippet onto a thank you page. You definitely can. In our case, so Douglas, for now, when I do it on my own Leadpages, I don't have a thank you page. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm directing them to like a pricing page, I put the snippet there. So it really depends on the business that you have as well. So in our SaaS business, there's no like, thank you for filling up this form, or the way I've built up my campaign. So my snippet is in my pricing page or in like the end destination that I want to be in, because my pricing page is not hosted on the Leadpages landing page. So that's it for me. Yes, you can add a TU page in a lead magnet for sure. For sure. I'm going to make sure I stop sharing the correct thing. Awesome.
That was a lot of fun, Yvonne. I love the sort of the whole walkthrough from, I mean, it was an end-to-end walkthrough from page to ad creation, which is something that our audience hasn't gotten from us yet, which is nice to see. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. And I think what's really cool as well is that this is just one type of workflow, right? Like all of us, we think differently. So if you're saying, I actually have a really cool ad concept and I want to start there and then go to my page, no one's going to say that that's incorrect, right?
Yeah.
But you have it all here. Luis is saying something really amazing. What did he say? With Meta now, the big thing is net new concepts because of how the Andromeda algorithm works. So instead of the same ad with 5 different headlines, Meta wants 5 net new ads, but it also wants a lot of different concepts and layouts. So Luis, I think what you're saying here is that now the ad platforms themselves, they're saying just feed us more variants as fast as you can. And it's kind of like, how do I keep up with that request? There is a fine eye for detail, but maybe a tool like this, and how Omar was showing, right? Like, Omar, do you want to maybe add on to this?
No. I mean, you've got it. Like, as in, I mean, that's what I've always heard, is just feed this machine as many creatives as it can eat.
Exactly, right? And I think we're always working on making sure that when you prompt us, your credits don't go to waste, right? Like, I think we can just very broadly talk about it, because a lot of AI tools are out there and it's all credit based. But what we want to do is we want to do what's right for our users and make sure that you're getting like very high quality stuff, which is why when Omar showed those UGC ads, for example, that's like your, what do you call it, Omar? One-shot prompting?
Oh, right. Yeah. Just a one-shot prompt. I mean, that's how I prompt. I wouldn't advise it. I just like to see what the agent does, as in, a high level, and just see how far I can get by itself. Like, my sort of philosophy with AI agents is give it the hard work, let it run, get it to scaffold something, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes you might get something that's almost sort of version ready to go versus like V1 or V2. And then from there I would, if it needs an iteration, I'll typically iterate with it. But I just find the one shot really works for me, at least. And it's a ramble, by the way. My prompts are like fully, there's nothing as pristine as what you put up there, Yvonne. Like, mine's just like, ums and buts and, oh, how about add this at the end, like add fries at the end, sort of thing. Like, that's my prompting style.
My prompting style is similar. I should use the voice to text on there, but I do just like prompt in one big thought just to see what it comes up with and then edit from there.
Right.
I will be fair. This is for, showcase purposes, but you're right. Like, I know you use the voice input. There are other tools out there that we can all use. And yeah, there's a lot of ahs and a lot of going back to your machine and saying, please don't do that. Do something else that I asked for. So back to you, Stacey.
Okay, we have a few minutes left, so would love any questions while you still have us here. But that was super wonderful, and I get to see Yvonne work every single day, so I'm glad that she was able to share that expertise with all of you as well. So very glad to have you here today. We'll have to have you back on as well. So you'll see her in the comments.
Absolutely. I think this gets does this get reposted on socials and whatnot as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. would love you guys to, pop in, ask us the hard questions, leave us comments, everything, right? Like, not everything has to be in emails as well. We'd love for you to engage with us across all of our channels. So, and Alan, yep, thank you. That is a really, really cool tool. I should check it out. Whisper Flow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are digging into the Whisperflow is the tool that I'm currently using to voice prompt. But I give the native Leadpages one a go. It's pretty solid in terms of accuracy and picking up exactly what you're trying to say, and cleaning up what you're trying to say as well. It does a good job of that.
Yes. Yes, it does. It doesn't. It removes a lot of the ahs. I've noticed. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
it's actually a clean sentence.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised when that happened too.
I post this every office hours, but I have the world's simplest form that just talks about what you liked about office hours, what you'd like to see going forward, any topics that you would like to see, so we can incorporate it into the next session.
Mm-hmm. Bring your friends, bring your family. We'd love to see everybody. Bring the performance marketer. They need to be here and like ask us the super hard questions too.
Yes, absolutely.
100%. I'd like to also say if you're digging into the ads builder and you happen to produce some ads for your campaigns, and they're out there in the wilderness in your ad platforms running under campaigns, then if you could, I'd love for you guys to bring that up in the next office hours. Like, if just link us back to any campaigns, or we can scout them out on Meta Ads. Or is it Meta Ads, the URL? I can't remember the little sort of live Meta ad feed, the public feed. Yeah, so we'd love to kind of dig into what you've produced and see. There's lots of benefits that can come out of that. We can give you feedback. We can talk about your approach. We'd love to hear about your performance on those ads and what we can improve. So, some of the suggestions you might have from that experience would be incredible to get. So yeah, just a quick note for the next office hours.
Good
Great.
stuff.
Well, thanks everyone. We'll just stay for just another minute or so, and then we will head off. But thank you all. There's also, I think Yvonne and I both put our emails in there in the chat as well. So if you think of anything else, please reach out. Thanks everyone.
Thank you for having us. Oh, and okay, Douglas, how do we take our classic pages to AI platform? That is, I do have a much more detailed and articulate answer for you if you wanted to go and email me. I do know that right now for migration, we've paused our current migration efforts just to improve the process right now. Ideally, we would want to see your classic pages in the new Leadpages, and it's all done beautifully. So we are working towards that. For now, if you're still using classic, your experience is good, it's live, your pages are still serving. There is a way to remake that particular landing page though. And typically what we do is we give our AI, Nova AI, who's our robot, the link of your landing page. Sometimes if that doesn't work for me, I would actually just kind of print screen my landing page too, and then attach it as an image and go, please replicate that. But yeah, does your data come over to AI? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Maybe he means like his analytics from and leads. Maybe I'm wrong. But
that's actually a good question regardless, right? So time for us to update our FAQs. We probably need to go and double check that. I don't want to simply just go like, yes, and then all of that, but yeah.
Analytics is confirming. Yeah.
Any insights there, Omar? Because you're our director of product experience, so you might be closer to that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say the analytics transfers over. I could be wrong there, but my understanding is as you move into Nova, I don't want to speak to this because I'm, it could be actually migrated fully. But if you're changing URLs in the process of that migration, then yeah, you're definitely not going to lose out on the analytics. But if everything's intact and you do it through the migration service, then I don't see why the analytics wouldn't be there. But we'll confirm. Let me double check if we've got time.
Mm-hmm. And is chat coming back soon? That's something that we will speak with our director of customer success on. Definitely, you're not the only one who's asked for that, Douglas, and I totally acknowledge that. Right, it's a lot easier to chat with somebody. Let's see what we can do. right? But in the meantime, we are very open. You've got our emails as well. We will do absolutely anything we can to help.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, emails are in the chat. This will send out the recording, and then it's also live on YouTube. So if you forgot our email, all the comments will be there as well. So thank you, everyone.
Just for your answer, very quickly, once I get the answer, I'll drop it in the YouTube live, because I can see your stream. You're commenting from YouTube. I'll drop the answer for you in YouTube in the same live stream. It's quick note.
Perfect.
No worries.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate y'all.
Bye.
Bye.